Hairline jack. Mostly unchanged. Not too shabby. You know what is shabby, though? I saw a dubious little advertisement. Now hold your horses there, partner. It's not AI. I know you are already getting that idea in your noodle, so let me put that to bed right now. This is not one of those dog shit, ridiculous AI commercials that are becoming extremely popular. In fact, this is just some good old-fashioned, old natural false advertisement. Almost brings a tear to your eye. Scummy company still deceives customers the old-fashioned way. It is a misleading ad run by a company that I think a lot of you watching this have probably heard of, Restream.io. They right now are apparently running an ad that has me in it. And Matt sent me this wondering if I had given them permission or if they paid me for it or something like that, if this was some kind of agreed upon thing for me to appear in a Restream ad. And get a load of this. No. I had no idea. And in fact, I don't like Restream.io. I've talked about multi-streaming a lot. I think anyone who has any iota of interest in streaming or any current streamer should absolutely be multi-streaming. But I've never recommended Restream.io to anyone. I tinkered around with it when I was first dipping my tootsies into multi-streaming, and I didn't like it. It was always preached about as the gold standard, so I even bought an extremely expensive subscription to it. The lowest subscription offer is $16 a month. Now, there is a free option as well, but since everyone was hyping it up and all these incredible features, I did do the subscription, and I just really didn't like it. So instead, I used a free plugin called Sorayuki, and that's always the one I recommend to people for multi-streaming, not Restream.io. Yet, here I am in a Restream.io ad, and even though I don't mention Restream by name, anyone watching this ad is going to have the takeaway that I am endorsing that product, because otherwise why would I be appearing in a pitch for it? It's a very interesting scenario. Every single person should be multi-streaming.
Should you multi-stream? Of course. Should you take my word for it? No, listen to the experts.
All my streams have been multicasted. I've been having a blast with them.
I stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
Now, if somebody was to come at me and ask should they consider streaming on YouTube, I would say yes. Whether you want to do it as a daily stream or you want to multi-stream it across platforms.
This reminds me of when that fraudulent One Piece game on Facebook was using me as a spokesperson for it, and it was cleverly trimming around videos to make it seem like I was excited for the One Piece game, even though I never even mentioned the game or anything. That's kind of the same vibe I get from this, where I'm not saying Restream or anything, but I'm talking about multi-streaming and this and that, and since it's in a Restream video, the obvious perception is that I am advocating for Restream.io that you should be downloading and subscribing to in order to multi-stream. When the reality is, the truth couldn't be further from that baloney. I just plain old didn't like Restream.io. I didn't like the green eggs and ham, I'm sorry to say. I preferred a simple plugin. Sorayuki was free. It's been real efficient. I've had no issues with it. It's been smooth sailing, whereas Restream.io, I had plenty of problems. So I just am not a big fan of the product, but if you're someone who's been fed this ad over the last 8 months, you would probably think I'm a goddamn Restream.io partner, a huge enthusiast, I'm sucking my own dick and pumping my fist going, Restream.io, you gotta get it now, that kind of thing. This ad has 460-something thousand views as of me making this video, and apparently it's been run elsewhere too. That's pretty lame, Restream. But I will give you a small thanks for reminding me of something very important. I never canceled my Restream subscription. So I went into my email in order to do the deed, and it turns out I've been paying for this longer than I thought. 2 years, it's been auto-renewing. At $190, 190 clams a year I am forking over to Restream every October like a terrible Halloween trick-or-treat surprise. Oh my god, I was actually pissed. I was actually disgusted. I didn't remember it being that expensive. I didn't remember the yearly was almost $200. Oh my god, what a waste of money. But you're welcome, Restream, for the easy fucking $600 basically that you squeezed out of me. I did a double take and then immediately went to their website to check their pricing to ensure I didn't somehow subscribe to the premium fuck me in the butt package, and luckily that wasn't the case, but then I saw this eye-opening business plan of $200 a month or $23.90 per year for their business tier. That is hefty. Feels more like you're the one getting the business if you signed up for that one. They are giving you the business into that cock into your wallet, my lord. Like I said, I didn't remember it being this expensive, so I do appreciate the ad reminding me that I needed to at least cancel the subscription, because otherwise I would just be losing $200 every year to something that I completely forgot about. But yeah, about the ad, is it the biggest deal in the world? No, but it is a little bit shady. Typically, when someone wants to use something for promotional material for their product, they usually will ask you permission to use it to promote their brand. So Warframe. I think all of you know now, I am a big Warframe fan. It is, I believe, one of the best free-to-play games out there, and I've said that a lot on stream. And maybe at some point you've seen a Warframe ad that has me in there with a segment glazing Warframe. And it's just a stream clip of me talking about Warframe. That wasn't like a paid partnership or anything. They saw that clip and wanted to use it, but instead of just ripping it and then putting it in their commercial, they reached out and asked if they could do so, which of course I gave them permission. That's typically the standard protocol when it comes to taking someone else's shit in order to use it in your commercial material. You'll either at least ask permission or even oftentimes offer to pay for usage rights in whatever marketing material they want to use when you're going to be feeding actual consumers a real commercial. It's just very odd that they wouldn't even at least ask if they could use clips. For example, if for Cheeky Soap we decided to run an ad where we just started taking other people's clips oh man, if only there was a soap I could use that leaves me feeling moisturized after a shower, and we just start taking all of that shit in order to promote our product without paying them for it or asking if we have their permission to utilize those material, that would be pretty scummy. It's a bad business practice. I don't know if it's full-blown illegal or anything like that. I don't think Restream founders are going to be in handcuffs or anything for it. It's just pretty scummy is all. I don't know if they asked Tim the Tatman or Swag permission to use their clips or anything like that. Couldn't tell you. Maybe they both use Restream.io and are really, enthusiastic about it, so they don't care. And that's totally fine. And like I said, at the end of the day, it really isn't that big of a deal. But this standard does exist for a reason. In this case, it was used for a service a lot of people do like. But if this was the norm, then companies could just willy-nilly be grabbing all kinds of people's content and using it to promote some complete, utter trash. Maybe Bored Apes wants to have some kind of big revival. They just start taking Tim the Tatman clips to make it seem like he's endorsing them and trying to rally his community to buy some fucking Bored Apes or something. It's just misleading, and it's not very good. So I was surprised to see this from Restream, is all. But I mean, heavens to Betsy, could you have at least taken my shit and then promoted something I actually like with it, like a product I actually enjoy? I don't like Restream.io. I don't want to be appearing in a Restream.io commercial. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So yeah.